Hi everybody, my name is Peter Poliwoda and I am a full stack developer at IBM. I do things to do with business partners and front end and things. And I will show you how to automate your life. First we'll look at work, because work is kind of important. And then we'll look at how to sort of follow the same process in your personal life or personal projects. Yep. Like this? No. No, it doesn't really. I'll just pretend this works and just shout to it. Okay. I don't know what I'm still doing this, but let me do this. Okay, so this is me, ish, right? So let me talk about my coding journey, right? So throughout my school years, I developed things on the side. I wrote a bit of code, you know. I pretended I'm a big shot developer. Started real work as a QA tester. I tested things, products that eventually became something else that we're using now. And then moved to development and on a new project where, because of the project that I built, that I'll show you, I was able to move over to actual development role within the business partner portal within IBM CIO. And all the time, and even today, I automate things and that give me an advantage to do my job, you know, a bit quicker and better, so that I can get better and do things faster. So this is what a typical developer's job looks like, right? You sit at a desk, you have your little plush toys, you have your GitHub, your code, and your product. Say you're developing a mobile app. This is what you'd like to do, right? So, we as developers, we like doing this, right? We like to do something that's involving actual code. But sometimes we have to do this. So instead of actually doing, you know, proper coding, we have to build scaffolding. We have to test things. We have to see if the code works. And this is how it normally looks like. Sometimes it involves a computer. So we prefer to do this instead of doing this. So let me walk you through the manual process that we used to have in Sales Connect in IBM that involved manual testing of the product. So before this even happened, we had an RQM test cases suite where everybody pressed little play buttons to say, oh, this step worked, this step worked, this step worked, which is, you know, pretty nice if you want to have a lot of paperwork. But if you're building a product that's agile and eventually want to be agile, you're going to need the test to run every single time you write a piece of code, which is better than doing this once a month. So the old manual process involved, after this, running an automation suite. So we built this automation suite that ran a Java Selenium framework that was built by one of the guys. Then it disappeared. That's interesting. Let me try again. There we go. So we ran automation suites locally on a laptop or developers or testers VM, as we would normally do. Say there was a new release, so there was a new release put on the big system. So we would get an email. The system is now ready to be tested. So well, hey, let's test things. So we send out a pickup email. We run the automation suite. We go through the manual wiki creation of the automation results after this is done, and then when the tests were finished and when everything, say it passed or failed. We ran it again manually, went through the steps to see if the automation broke, or maybe it's the product's problem, which is the first thing that you should try to see, right? And then afterwards, you'd have a big table or a copy of a link or something to a wiki page, which would be sent out to everybody's email and spam everybody. So this is how it looked before. So we've got your table with the test cases, with the areas, with the manual results, a lot of green and red and bits and pieces that you don't really understand, but they're just test cases, and everything here involves a certain release of a product. So then we'd put all the information about the product on the top, and then send an email to this. So this normally takes an hour to create, because it's an older product. There's creating like a little table, copying and pasting, and even copying and pasting and putting stuff here is tedious, and it's just annoying. And manual tests are boring and tedious enough on their own. So me doing this is a bit of another hour that I'm spending on something that I shouldn't do. So because being a tester, I still like developing things on the side, I built this little tool that instead of me copying and pasting a wiki page, now I put a test.ng file that was taken from the automation suite that was run. I could take the tests and their results, put them in a nice little sausage machine, and came up and turned it into, this. That's a nice step. It saves me about, say, 5 to 10 minutes every day. Click it, it runs. Okay, so what else can I do? Say, I don't really like the way it looks. So instead of just putting these things, I made a little report page. And on the report page, instead of me putting it on the wiki, I actually have a page now that is a lot faster, and I can just drag and drop a test.ng file. So, even better, right? Let's put them under little releases, under the types of the tests. Maybe we can make it a little bigger and easier to read. So when you first go to the page, you see, oh, there's a past test results, and failed 4. 4 is the number you want to get down. So this could automatically change the numbers on the top as well, just by clicking, various things on the page. So it saves you another couple of minutes. So that's cool. What else can we do? Let's build a dashboard out of this. So as opposed to just having a results page and a wiki that you could go to, now you have a big dashboard of results, so you can see how your product performed from the beginning of time or the start of the release. So release 3.6 was, and all the levels. So a level of a test would be something that, if level 0 breaks, then, all hell broke loose. If level 4 broke, it's not a big deal because it's edge cases and things, right? So you have your levels set up on this. So once you have your test results on a page, now you can see nice little lying man, or as they used to call it, nice little graph. So that's cool. What else can we do here? So maybe an environments page, or something that would tell you information on the straight off. So instead of just going to a URL, or somebody's asking you, do you know if SVT3 is up? I don't know. Have you checked the dashboard? Yeah, sure. It's green here, so that means it's on. That means it's up. And here are all the details they might need for it, in case you're writing something that has to do with the version of the product deployed on that page. So like little pieces that speed up your life. At the end of the day, all of this took about an hour a day. So now I have an hour a day to do something cool. Even Jenkins, bro. So another step towards full automation, we put it in the Jenkins. So instead of running the everything on my local environment, let's put it in the Jenkins. So Jenkins runs the tests. I don't have to do it anymore. I can focus on actually developing the product and making it better. And if I make a mistake, I will get a notification on Slack, and everybody will know that this is better now, or something happened. So we're moving away from somebody deploying a big, massive product, and then days are, they move, and instead of doing this, you can just develop code and have good products. So I built it using these cool tools. They're all new, handlebars and jQuery. Just played around in one evening and built something that's usable at work. So jQuery is not really new and exciting anymore. Something everybody knows. Have you heard of jQuery Mobile? Going from one to another, just linking things up again. Let's go back a little bit and think about a problem that I had at home. So I bought a Kindle recently, and I wanted to get ebooks onto my Kindle. Sometimes I get ebooks from places that are not the Kindle, the Amazon store. Maybe there's an Amazon store that doesn't support Kindles, like ebooks in your language, for example. There's only a set number of them, and some books are just not there, which is annoying. So I found a problem, and I wanted to solve it. So if instead of putting them, and say like you don't have a laptop, for example, right? So instead of having them onto like connecting the Kindle to a laptop and making it cool, or just putting stuff to the Kindle using a laptop, or for example you're on holidays, you forgot your laptop, and there's no way you can plug your iPhone or something that doesn't have a USB onto a Kindle and then transfer books. So that's an annoying thing. So I built a simple solution, quick and dirty. I have a little website. So I go to the website, click on the title of the book, and it downloads it to the Kindle. Nice and easy. This is cool though, because it's only 2 books. So I see, there's a George Orwell, and then there's The Origin by Dan Brown. So there's 2 books. What happens if you have 40 books and it becomes something like this? So your solution to a problem now becomes another problem, and there's something you have to do about it. So instead of doing this, or after trying to find and scroll on a Kindle, which is doesn't always work properly, I built a Kindle store. Because why not, right? There's cool things that you get from Google APIs and Goodreads APIs. So all you need to do is have, if you go back to this, you have your language of the ebook, you have your ISBN number, which is the key to the whole magic, and then whatever else is in the file. So after this, you're able to get information about the book. So the ratings, the authors, the titles of it in whatever language you specify. You can go through, you can add it onto your page, and then go by recent and say, if I added it today, then there's something, this is going to be big in yellow, so I can know that this is what I uploaded now. This is version 3. This is version 7. So it's whenever I have time in the evenings to do something different. So this looks a lot nicer on the Kindle now because it's black and white. It's properly crisp, and the contrast ratio is way better. And this is jQuery Mobile, so it's something that you could use for your own projects if you'd like to use the Kindle experimental browser, because it's not a very good browser at the end of the day. So once every time I stumble upon a problem, I keep asking myself, how can I fix it? How can I get it better? Or how can I automate it? So how about home automation? Bunch of sensors, Raspberry Pi, and here's a little graph that shows you that the temperature in your home. That's an actual screenshot. Right? How about putting Spotify in my car? Yeah, that works too. All you need is a little ZSUN Wi-Fi card reader and an SD card, and it can download songs from Spotify directly to your car. Can I be a Jedi? You can. You can get your emotive headset and control robots with the power of your brain, which is something that I'm going to present in a different talk at some point. I'll actually bring it over and show it. So a little teaser here, right? So yeah, my hobbies generally involve making a mess in my apartment. So that's an R2-D2 that became a little Jedi-powered thing, and now I'm building something here. So I'll give you. Does anybody know what this is? The eye on the top. Anybody? Close. There's a little tip on the bottom. Home surveillance portal style. It's a turret. That eventually is going to look like a turret that opens up and either shoots people or takes a picture. Oh, I'm going to decide. Maybe both. Before and after. Right? Okay. So that was me. I've got a website on the internet. It's called Chased by Penguins, Tales of a South Pole. And here's where you can find me. peterpoliwoda.me if you're going to spell it. Well, Twitter and GitHub as well. And that's me. Thank you very much. Let's do some questions. Does anybody have a question?
I would ask why, but of course.
The turrets or which?
All of it.
All of it. You get the feeling sometimes that you're at home and you're like, I'm out to code something and I don't know what, or something is really annoying you. Then something that you want to like to put out there is, if you have a problem, try to fix it. If you're doing something repetitively, you can automate it. Sure.
One of the cool projects I'd like to see, maybe you do this on your GitHub at some point or bring it back next time, is the red light and the green light. So the red light goes on if the build is broken, and the green light stays on if the build isn't broken.
Okay, that's something I could.
That would be a nice one to have. Or maybe they're like lava lamps or something.
I actually have the eye here, if you'd like to see.
Yeah, well maybe it could shoot you if you break the build.
Why not? Cool. Alrighty. So that's me then. Thank you very much.